What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at the official career mode deep dive trailer from EA Sports FC 24, and we're going to be breaking it down, analysing all the new features, everything that's in this trailer, and we're also going to be breaking down the player career mode as well. So we're going to be making a lot of content on this channel regarding career mode. We're going to make some content regarding the player career mode, so it's good to have a look at that. So let's get to it and see what we're working with.
Welcome back to our EA Sports FC 24 Deep Dive series. I'm Sheldon, and today I'm joined by Alex and Pete from our EA Dev team to talk about everything that's new in manager and player career. How are we feeling?
Hey Sheldon, very excited to be here today.
Yeah, lots of exciting features to go over.
I know that control is a big theme this year, and there are so many changes in this space, separating manager career and player career. So let's start with manager career. How are people able to lead their club and tactics?
So already we've seen a bunch of new animations in the manager career mode already. As you can see on the screen now, we've got new camera angles. This, I believe, is the simulation camera, so when you're simulating games you can view it from the dugout or you can view it from the stands and just get a different feel of the game as opposed to the 2D characters running around the pitch.
In new ways in FC 24.
Well, at the heart of many successful clubs, you'll find a manager who has...
Again, one thing I would like to say, hopefully this year, obviously your Jurgen Klopp's, your Pep Guardiola's, your real managers, which was a fantastic addition last year. Your Klopp's, your Guardiola's, they all have game faces, but then you look at Thomas Frank, you look at, I think Frank Lampard's still in FIFA 23 at the minute, and they just look ridiculous. I think there's a little bit more work to be done on the manager side of things.
Has been given the power to shape the tactical style and bring his own vision to life. And that's how manager career feels in FC 24 as well.
We've just looked at how Pep and Ancelotti and Klopp and all the real world managers, how they actually play, what they're trying to deliver across their club. We've taken things like park the bus, gegenpressing, and giving you the chance to develop them with your team in your own style.
And once you've chosen that style, how will managers shape it?
So we've just seen there Liverpool playing a gegenpressing tactical vision there, and it's obviously where the players close down early on from the front and win the ball back, counter, score a goal. That's typical of how Jurgen Klopp's been playing football all of his career, basically. I think the tactical vision is a great feature for FC 24. I think what you're going to get with that, obviously you've got park the bus, you've got gegenpressing, tiki-taka, I assume. And with those, it's going to make every game different. So it's not going to feel like you're just buying players, putting a team together, and then playing the same old game every time you play. So, for example, if you're playing against Man City, you're going to play differently than if you're playing, say, Crystal Palace, who will probably park the bus. You're going to want to try and bring players in who good crossers of the ball, good headers of the ball if you're trying to get balls into the box, because it's not something you're going to be able to just pass through. So I think that's going to add longevity to the game. I think it's going to stop your career modes going stale quite early on. And I do think, yeah, that's a really good feature.
And make it their own.
The best managers in the world rely on a coaching staff to bring their tactics to life. So this year we're introducing coaches to help you do the same. Coaches will have a huge impact on how well your team learns your tactics and how players will develop.
These coaches will provide different bonuses to players for the different departments, so attacking, defending, midfield, goalkeeping coaches, and they'll lead to better boosts for your players' attributes, and they can be shifted around as necessary.
Having more coaches, and of course better quality coaches in a given department, will actually accelerate the player's development. So if you sign a new striker, you might reshuffle your staff to have more coaches in the attacking department and manage the workload to get the most out of their development.
So that's a good feature. So it sounds like they're doing away with the player development that was in last season's career mode, which I'm quite happy with, to be honest. I never really used that. It just seemed a little bit laborious to me. Whereas now you can hire coaches and put their focus into attack, in midfield, in defence, if you want those players to build the statistics, and obviously the ratings will increase based on that. So that sounds like a good feature. It's one of those, you don't know if it's going to be efficient in the game. I'd like to think I'm going to get involved in the coaching side of things to develop my players. But if it becomes a laborious task, I'm probably going to just skip through that and hope that they develop from in-game when I'm playing my matches.
They were so good today, and give credit to the coach. He got his tactics absolutely right here.
So with all these new coaches, it feels like preparation is a big focus of manager career this year. So what have you been cooking up on the training ground to give people more control over what happens on match day?
There are actually 3 new features for match preparation: training plans, pre-match reports, and match-ready training. The first way to make sure your players are playing at 100% is to keep them sharp. The expertise of coaches sets a ceiling of how much of a boost a player can get to their attributes, but their sharpness decides how much of this boost they'll actually get game to game.
Training plans are...
It's quite similar to FIFA 23, to be honest. So you can reserve energy. So shortness looked like it counted fitness from that. So you decide what sort of ratio you want fitness and what sort of ratio you want shortness. That looks okay. A little bit sort of in depth. It does seem like they're taking an aspect from Football Manager. They're trying to get more in depth. We've just seen their pre-game plans, which I'm assuming is going to be sort of information on opposing teams. Let's have a look.
The community have talked to us about it a lot, and we know that we could improve that. So we've redesigned them this year to make it easier and make it more accessible, so players can actually keep their players sharp, but also make sure they're fit and in top physical condition.
It feels like this is really going to be helpful in keeping the team.
Also, it doesn't counter it. You can do both at the same time, which is obviously better. But it sounds like it's going to be a lot easier to keep your players short and keep them fit.
Going all year. So how about managing your training on a game-to-game level?
Well, we're introducing pre-match reports as well this year, so you can understand your opposition, how they play, find ways to tweak.
So this is what I was talking about, the pre-match report. So this, for example, so the opponent's Real Madrid here, it gives you the tactical vision, which is tick-attacker in this instance. Defensive style, it gives you the offensive style. Tells you the key defensive players, key attacking players, the form, the team rating. So there's quite a lot there to get involved with, and that's good actually. So that can dictate how you set up against a team like Real Madrid. And if you're going to get that for every team, I feel like you're going to be chopping and changing how your team lines up based on this pre-match report.
Tweak your tactics and get the upper hand against them.
So if you're playing against Man City, you might not try to have as much possession. And if you're lining up against Real Madrid, you'll want to watch out for pace on the counter-attack. We want you to be able to use these pre-match reports to understand how they like to play and make a plan for what you might need to do to stop them.
So the pre-match reports link in with the tactical vision. So read the pre-match report, take what you can from it, and then set your formation up to sort of counter that. It depends what team you choose in your career mode, because if you're one of the big teams, you're not going to counter. If you're Man United, for example, you're not going to counter how Crystal Palace play, but they will try and counter how you play. So it's giving you as a manager more options. So Champions League game as a Man United manager, for example, against a game against Real Madrid would be different setting up versus Crystal Palace or Luton in the Premier League. Because you're the favourite, you're the better team with the better players, so you're going to be trying to implement your game plan as opposed to trying to stop theirs.
Say the pre-match report is telling you that the other team likes to park the bus. You know you're going to need great passing to unlock their defence. With match-ready training, you'll be able to play training drills that unlock one-time play styles for your players to use in the upcoming match. So in this case, you'd select a drill that focuses on passing and will offer the players involved in that drill some key passing play styles.
So how much of an impact will this have on their...
So that's a pretty cool aspect. So if you are coming up against Crystal Palace and they park the bus, if you do passing training, the players involved in that training session will then get play styles for that game. So a temporary play style. So there you've got Kieran Trippier, lob pass expert, Bruno Guimaraes, bullet pass, Joe Linton pass in space. So yeah, that's a real good feature, that is. It also makes training relevant.
Really change the game. For example, we see how the players cross and head the ball in the training drill. Here's what those same players look like performing the same action, this time in the game, with those additional crossing and heading playstyles.
You're right. You can really see the difference that it's making. So once you get into a game, is there anything else new in manager career?
Absolutely. Our community has been really looking forward to have the ability to spectate matches, focusing on one player or watching the whole matches if you're in the stand.
So this is another nice feature. I'm not sure if it'll get used. I think it might be one of those novelty features that it's used for a little bit and then it sort of just quickly dies off, and I think people will go back to just simulating the games that they don't want to play. But I like this feature. So on the screen now, you're sat in the stands spectating the game, or as you've seen in the video earlier, you can sit in the dugout and spectate the game as well.
Stands or even from the touchline as the manager, and you'll still be able to make tactical adjustments as you watch.
Yeah, this looks amazing. We haven't even spoken about player career. So shifting gears to
all in all, I think FC24, they're making it appear that they are putting more effort into career mode, which I play mainly career mode, and it's been stale for a good few years now. So at least they're trying to make changes. I don't think all of those changes will really affect the game, but some of them definitely will. I think they're going more in depth with tactics, which is good. And again, longevity for the game, because every game will be different, as opposed to, like I said, just picking your team and playing the same style of football every game you play.
the other side of the career experience. All right, I want to go be the next club legend for Liverpool. How am I doing that in FC24?
I'm glad you have that dream in mind, Sheldon, because that's exactly the type of thing we want to celebrate in player career this year.
That's why we're introducing in player career the player agent. Your player agent will have your back throughout your career. You'll tell them where you want to go, and they'll give you guidance every step of the way on how to get there.
Yeah, that advice comes to life as career path objectives, so you have clear targets to deliver on, and you can make that move to your dream club a reality.
What would some of these objectives look like? So let's say I want to start in a lower league, but then eventually make it to Liverpool.
Your player agent will know which stepping stone clubs you should be working towards, and they'll give you certain milestones to help you make those jumps. So, if you're a striker, that might mean reliably scoring 15 goals a season. Hit those targets and you'll attract the interest from teams that advance you down your chosen career path.
His speed of movement.
So the player agent in the player career mode, I'm not sure how I feel about this one. So you pick the team that you would like to progress to in your career. So in this instance, it's Liverpool, and the agent sets targets. You hit those targets, you move to a stepping stone club. As we saw in the video, you move to, say, Bournemouth, then you get set more targets, you hit those targets, you end up at Liverpool. I like the idea of it. I'm just not too sure how it would work, and it might make your career mode feel a little bit too predictable. I don't know. We'd have to get involved in it and see how that works, but I'm not sold on that one.
And finishing have been brilliant. He's certainly going to be difficult to stop today.
What are some ways that we can make sure that we are going to be hitting all of our goals in player career?
Well, we've redesigned player career personality feature to really focus around play styles that we've mentioned before. As you make the decisions on and off the field, you'll actually get choices as to how your player plays on the field.
Yeah, so this year, each personality tier will unlock another playstyle you'll be able to use. And the playstyles you have to choose from will be based on what personality type you have.
So this is similar to last year's FIFA. You can get playstyles for your characters, which are effectively perks, I believe. And obviously, whichever personality you choose, you'll have certain traits to match that personality. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit meh.
Get to the top tier of a personality and you'll unlock a playstyle plus. This will take one of your signature abilities to world class. So you'll be able to dribble like Vinny or shoot like Haaland.
You can really see these play styles come to life. And is this a new camera in player career?
Exactly. We really wanted to put the player at the center of attention. So maybe when you decide to take an opponent one-on-one, you now have more immersion in those key moments of the match.
All right, and through all of...
So that's quite good. In previous FIFAs, you're just playing the same camera angle over and over. At least in this one, it focuses more on your player as opposed to just the angle, the default angle. It'll give you more of a feeling of you're controlling your player and not just watching the whole team play football. I like that.
We look great on the pitch. The play styles are in full effect, and now we're winning championships, and it feels like we're really celebrating these massive moments.
Indeed, we've expanded dynamic moments in player and manager career to include some famous celebratory moments like a trophy bus parade or end-of-year award ceremonies.
Let's celebrate.
I did hear the Ballon d'Or were coming into FC24. I like that. I like that it's not just stock faces. You've got icons in the audience. You've got Rivaldo hosting the awards. Is that Eric Cantona on stage? It looks like Eric Cantona on stage. So, yeah, that's a good addition. And obviously, you've got new animations. They'll be fun for a couple of weeks, and then they may not be. But yeah, another nice little feature. It's just more of it shows that EA Sports are really trying to make an effort with this game. I know a lot of people won't agree, and they'll say, "Oh, it's just animations. It's nothing. We need this. We need that." But at least they're trying, and they're trying different things as well to try and make the game better. So I'm happy with that.
The success of this deep dive, and I have my eye on that Ballon d'Or. That looks incredible in FC24. Appreciate you taking the time to go over all of these new features in player and manager career.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks, Sheldon.
And you can check out the rest of our EA Sports FC 24 deep dive series. Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I think all in all, I'm quite happy with that. I do enjoy career mode. Manager career mode, not so much the player career mode, but I probably will look into it this year and sort of spend a little bit more time in it. But yeah, the manager career mode, I'm happy with how in depth we're going with tactics. And like I say, if it changes the game the way I think it will change the game, that brings longevity to the game, then that can only be a good thing. So thank you for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, subscribe to my channel. Leave a like, get involved in the comments below. Anything to help the algorithm push the channel out. I'm trying to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. If you guys can help me do that. And watch out for more videos on the EAFC 24. I'll be uploading Mondays and Thursdays and in between if I get a chance. But until then, I'll see you in the next one.